This video is brought to you by my supporters on Patreon. Hi guys, I'm here with a quick video showing you how I made this pink belt part of my fantasy Uraraka cosplay. So I'm just going to get into explaining what I'm doing. I took some pink yarn and some craft glue. I don't actually know like the specific type of glue, but like Elmer's glue, school glue, craft glue, your really basic glue. And what I would do is just pour a little bit onto a piece of parchment or a wax paper and then start to lay the yarn down in a spiral shape. So I'd place one end of the yarn and then slowly start to spiral it around itself until it was about the size I wanted, which was around like the size of a penny probably. And then I would leave a tail like that you can see in the video, all of these little tails. I'd leave that off and then I would cut it from there and then do it again. So I made about a dozen or so of these, and this is just to represent the little circular spirally shapes she has hanging off of her belt. I wasn't quite sure what they were, so I figured this is my best way of replicating that. I'll actually cut away to a part of the video where I'm like talking to the camera and going over my thought process a little bit more, as well as what I'm doing. But for now, I'm just going to be finishing up these spirals. I also want to note that I do add a teensy bit of the craft glue on top of the spiral as well, just to make sure everything's super secure. And this dries clear, so I didn't worry about it like changing the color or anything. As you just saw, I made these little swirly pieces out of pink yarn, and that's going to mimic those. I'm not really sure what they are, if they're supposed to be beads or if they're just some random detail and there's no real idea behind what they are, but they hang off of the little pink sash-like thing that is on her belt. So what I got for that is this string of pink beads from Walmart, and then using that pink yarn I braided it just to kind of give it a different texture so that it didn't just look like just yarn, you know, so it looked a little bit more interesting. And then I tied the two together at the ends, and I'm eventually going to tie this to the belt. On the lower thing she has these little circle pieces on them, so I'm going to go ahead and tie those to the yarn piece. So I'm gonna like lay it out, just tie it in like a double knot or something, because that'll make it pretty stuck. Yarn doesn't like to come undone too often, so I'm not really worried about it. I made about 11 of these, I think. So I'm gonna have one in the middle and then like 5 on each side. I'm pretty sure that will be enough, if not too many. We'll see as I'm placing it, but that's my idea behind it right now. I found this belt at Walmart. It was a lighter brown. I took my airbrush and painted it a darker brown to try to match this coloring a little bit better. It's not exact, obviously, but it's as close as it was gonna get. I'm gonna tie these on here and then tie this to the belt. So as I've kind of just mentioned, the last thing I needed to do to finish up this belt was tie on all of the little pink pieces to a longer strip of pink yarn that I had tied to the beaded
part of the belt, and that's what I'm doing here. I kind of figured out the placement so that they were all spread up roughly evenly apart and there was an equal amount on either side. I actually did end up using all of the little spiral pieces that I made, and then I went ahead and just went along and tied them all to the longer yarn piece and then cut off any of the like excess tail area. Again, super short video, but I hope it was helpful anyways. I'm again going to like cut away to a part where I talk to the camera again before ending this video, but this is pretty much it. I've just tied everything down and then I tie the beads to the belt and I'm done. It was a really quick and easy accessory to make.
Okay guys, so this is the final result. It looks a little bit funky when it's just kind of dangling like this, but I've tried it on, and when it's actually on, these lay a lot more flat and they look a lot nicer, and it actually looks the way I wanted it to with these like swirly details and whatnot. I've also went ahead and tied it to the belt. The last thing I'm going to do, which I probably won't record, is add a little dab of hot glue to all of the knots just to make sure everything stays secure and in place.
Thanks for watching, have a lovely day, bye!